I've made mistakes, but mistakes make you strong. Let's break it down for a minute. I want the crown, I'm gon' get it. You hear me loud, man, I'm winning. Yeah, Charlie Sheen will be grinning. These ladies know that I'm sinning, and this is just the beginning. I'm closing in the night inning. There ain't no point in resisting. Living life like a dream, live it right, that's the thing. Every night got a team, I've been tied to the scene. Out on stage, here and scream, okay, it's a dream. And I pray as a team, one day it'll be me. If I want it, then I'll get it. Head down, don't regret it. Push myself to the limit. If I play it, then I win it. I'm just saying, I'm just living for today. For a minute, I don't stay, I just visit. Have no shame, I admit it. Looking right at me to see if I succeed, to see if I believe. They're looking up to me. They want the best of me now, best of me now, best of me now, best of me. They want the best of me now, best of me now, best of me now, best of me. They want the best of me now. Swear to God, man, I'ma make it soon. Silence all the haters as they see us making moves. I do what I want, so I got nothing to prove. Staying motivated, teaching others what to do. I'm staying focused, my mind is open. They start to notice that I'm in motion. There is no potion, you're not just chosen. It takes devotion to stay composed, man. Never stop, there ain't no time to fall. Try to live, get it up, you got one life to pop. Thinking big, never small, cause you gotta want it all. When you finally get that call, you get ready, take it on. Need a hand out, I already stand out. Starting to advance now, ready to expand now. You don't have a chance now, cause we're in demand now. Make it by the grand now, feeling in command now. They're looking right at me to see if I succeed, to see if I believe. They're looking up to me. They want the best of me now, best of me now, best of me now, best of me. They want the best of me now.
All right, what is going on, everyone? Thanks for coming and hanging out with me. We have another weekend update, and man, you know, we made it to this week. We made it to the end. I'm so excited. And I know that we have our other good friends, Richie Stevens and Joel Harvey, and of course, the ever amazing Rachel Nee Kirk over on the Stats on Stats podcast. They're doing an episode right now, live streaming it as we do our normal weekend updates. And of course, we have some of the most amazing people that share this community and audience. So I know there's a lot of people over there. So if you are not watching me, I hope you are watching them, because Rachel is amazing and her book is freaking awesome. Calamity. I just posted a review. Oh gosh, what was it? A week or 2 weeks ago? So yeah, definitely be sure to check that out. That's awesome. But yeah, let's go ahead, and I am not sure how long this weekend update is going to be, just because of that, right? I don't want to take an audience away from them, but I definitely want to give you guys, the updates of what's going on. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I don't even know what gush is, but oh my gosh, it is Mr. Q himself. Hey brother, I am back. It is good to see you, my man. Good to see you, dude. Thanks for being here. I hope you are doing well. I've been a little concerned about you, man. I'm like, I think I know his workload is heavy, so I've been a little worried about you. I'm good to see you, man. Thanks for coming in and hanging out. Let's see. So yeah, weekend updates, you guys. Major milestone achieved this week. I hit 900,000 words in my writing career. And I think that's something that I kind of wanted to make sure I remember to talk about, because sometimes I don't feel like I celebrate achievements enough. Like I might post about them like, hey, I hit this, but do I celebrate it? Do I, because of being a workaholic, I just keep grinding. and I just keep working. And sometimes I don't take a break to be like, dude, you just hit a major milestone. You are literally writing your 10th story, your 10th book right now. Yeah, 900,000 words. It's crazy. It's a crazy thing. But that okay, so let's go into the other updates. Where are we at? So 900,000 words. Actually 901,561 words in my writing career as of this morning, because I got a little over 1,000 words in this morning as well. But let's see, for the year, the writing year, we're at 218,000 and change. This month alone, we're only at the 11th day of May, and I've already got 14,000, almost 14,500 words in for the month. And the current book, as you guys know, Golem Master. I love this story. 88,321 words. So yeah, so it's crazy. It's crazy to me that I am almost at the same amount as the Dying Breed Hunters. Like my very first book, my first story that I started, I am almost at that same word count, and yet it's just such a different feeling. It's such a different feeling now when I've reached this level or this many. It's Angel Ramon, dude. You have a small part in Golem Master, man. I have you as a rising star, as far as one of the gladiators in it, in the arena, and that's where I'm kind of happy that I put you there. Like, you have a very small part, but it allows me an opportunity to bring you back into later books as well. So yeah, but dude, thanks for being here, man. It's great to see you. I hope you're doing well. I'm excited for, oh my gosh, we got Ryan Maxwell. Look at this, man. Q was like setting it down. Q was the foundation. He was like, yo, I'm back. I'm here. I'm hanging out. And then all of a sudden, because everyone else knew that Q was here, they started showing up. We got Ryan Maxwell. What's up, bro? What is up, bro? What is up, bro? I was talking earlier when I started the stream. I was like, yo, Stats on Stats podcast, Rachel Lee Kirk, Joel Harvey, Richie Stevens. I hope people are over there watching, because if they're not watching me, they need to watch Rachel. I don't want to steal people away from them, though, because they're amazing. But I'm glad to see you guys here. Yeah, dude. I'm happy for you writing Frogs and Margaritas too. That's awesome, man. Super, super happy for you. So yeah, so we were just talking. I hit 900,000 words. 900,000 words in my writing career so far. And Golem Master is at 88,000. I just got to 88,000 this morning. I'm not going to say try. I am going to get to 90,000 words in Golem Master today. And that's going to happen, period. So what were some of the things that I've reflected on with that? Well, one, let's just talk about the story. The story, I'm super gotta come see my favorite Saturday Live, even though Stats on Stats is going on. Bro, hearts. Let's just say it. Hearts. Thank you, man. I love you, dude. Get it, bro. So in Golem Master, we're at the Golem Convention, Golem Con, which obviously, for those of you who have been to like a convention like Comic Con, Jordan Con, Dragon Con, any of these cons, you get it, right? And so I was like, oh, let's have Golem Con, because we are just at the point where the next major conversation happens, the next seed that is planted that is going to help create the next evolution within the Golem universe. And one of the things that I think I mentioned it last week, but it's good to bring it up again. I took that 1 week off to go to the Oregon Ducks spring game, which is a military appreciation event. And, I got to witness some stuff, and I got to just go enjoy life. And I think when you start writing, and what's funny actually about this Q is there's a motivational video that I have that I thought about you with earlier this week. Anyways, but it's one of those things where when you're writing, it's a full-time job. You have a full-time job. It's JD Glasscock. Hope all is good. Dude, it's good to see you, man. I hope all is good with you. Thank you for the positive vibes. You have this time where you're working a 40-hour job, and then your writing is normally, 20 hours plus on top of that? When you're writing and working full-time, it is 2 full-time jobs. That is your life. You really don't have time for anything else. And I was talking to another author yesterday, and that's exactly what we talked about, is how you will be burning the candle at both ends. You will be sacrificing video game time, movies, TV, family events, whatever it is. You will be sacrificing because this is a additional career, an additional job that you are bringing on board. But you know you need to do this. You know you want to do this. And there's only one way to accomplish it, and that's by fucking doing it. So the reason I say that is when I went to the Oregon Duck game, it was the reminder of when you're doing all of this, you need to be able to just set the keyboard back and say, I've got to go live life for a little bit. And you never know what inspiration or what motivations you'll get from that experience. And from going to just the spring game, there is that next level, that next layer to the depth of the story that I was able to add in and be inspired about. So I just say, don't forget to do that, right? And you never know where that inspiration is going to come from. But at the end of the day, you just got to fucking do it. You got to make sure that you're putting that time in and you're developing that. Has Duxley von Quacksworth shown up yet in Golem Master? He has not. He will probably not show up for... here's the thing. I have this concept idea of the familiar. Like I know there's going to be familiars. I mean, we have Amperage on the cover, which is the Pitbull. We've been introduced to Amperage a little bit, and I had this idea of how Pepper is going to get the familiar rune. I just haven't figured out exactly how to get to that point, or if that point is still the best flow for the book, if that makes sense. Because, this book is 90,000, you guys, and we still have got to do the familiar rune, the effects of the familiar rune and what's going to happen, and then the rebuilding of that, and then the cataclysmic event, and then that, I'm not going to lie, we could easily see this book being 200,000 words. I just don't know. It all depends on that pacing, right? If I can get that pacing down and get it just perfectly staggered out with a good flow, shit, son, we could have some good stuff, because we still, oh my gosh, we still have got Jodan's Gladiator Arena match. We've still got James Hunter's match, Ari Cooper and Aoife, their Gladiator match. And then we still got Peppers to do, and this other one. There's 5 Gladiator matches that I want to put into book 1. It's just going to be fucking huge. It's just going to be fucking huge. Oh. So with that being said, let's see. I'm looking at my word count, 56,000. Okay. Maybe this entire book will be done by the end of June, if we're lucky. I mean, because that's where if I can hit 40,000 words in May, that's another 30. That'll get us to 120,000 words in May. And then if I do another 40,000 on top of that in June, 160. Yeah, we could be looking at 160,000, 180,000 word book. We could be looking at literally a 600-page plus book for book 1. And I think I'm okay with that, because I don't give a shit, because I'm just loving this story so much. It is a slice of life. It is a very slow paced, but there's action, there's intensity, there's drama, there's conflict, there's just all of those things. I think you guys let me know in the comments. I know Ryan's read it. I know a few other people have read it, but dude, let me know in the comments. What do you think? JD, editing my 9th book, Nocturne. Book 1 out on the 25th. There you go, you guys. JD Glasscock. Oh, I'm glad you said you said that, JD, because there is another book as well, not to detract from JD, because I love me some JD. I love me some Glasscock. And you guys can take that as much as you want. Maybe we should clip that and put it on Twitter. I love me some Glasscock. Clip it. Also just mental recharging. Dude, I totally get it, man. I totally get it. Keeping us in suspense. I love it. Thank you, man. It looks like an epic book by Angel Ramon. I don't know, Ryan, what do you think, man? Is this an epic book or not? Oh, and today's streamcast is sponsored by Homemade Iced Tea, because Ghost Energy is still not sponsored our channel. Come on, Ghost Energy. I need the extra caffeine. How can I deliver epic books to the world if I don't have caffeine in my life? Ghost Energy, or Rain Energy. Honestly, Rain Energy, I do love your sour gummy worm. I mean, if Rain Energy or even Lit AF, if any of you guys want to sponsor the channel for the caffeine addiction, because pretty sure you guys ain't lowering your fucking prices anytime soon. So just saying, y'all can sponsor. In the meantime, we at least have iced tea or warm homebrewed tea for right now. Ryan Maxwell, of course, Golem Master is an epic book. Like that was even a question. Like that was even a question. Come on. This man, if you don't trust Ryan Maxwell, who can you trust? Who can you trust? No one. You got to trust Ryan Maxwell. When he says it's epic, it's epic. Big E. It is big E epic energy. So, JD Glasscock, his 9th book. Dude, congratulations, man. 9 books. That's amazing. I'm excited for you. I mean, even though I'm working on my 10th story book and I've hit 900,000 words, only 4 of those books are still published. So, when you're on your 9th book, you are about to publish it, dude. That is a huge accomplishment. Congratulations to you, man. I'm super excited. And I know I have already done my book reading list for 2024. JD is definitely going to be on that for 2025. And granted, I have picked up some other books while they're on sale on Audible. I've picked up actually quite a few. Actually, you know what? Let's just go to Reddit. I'll show you guys my Reddit post, and I'll explain this as I say this because I don't want to try to discredit from like what the plan is. Where's my post? What can I expect? Oh, whoa, that's a little. Can we zoom that out? Can we zoom this out? No? Okay. Shabam! Here we go, you guys. Here was, whoa, shit, my bad. I fucked it up. There we go. So these are the 6 books that I've picked up on sale on Audible. We've got Dungeon Core Online Remastered Edition by Jonathan Schmitty. We've got Dominion of Blades by this no-name author known as Matt Dinneman. He's really just a bass player in Seattle. And I'm going to try to go see him one of these weekends and hang out. But yeah, he's not, I mean, he's okay. He's there, but he's got this book, Dominion of Blades. I picked that up. We've got Norrit Flood, which I've met Norrit in person briefly at one of the conventions, but I have not read his book yet, Randedly Ghost Hound. So I'm really excited. I'm going to check it out. We've got Death in Genesis, and full disclosure, I have been listening to Death in Genesis right now because my Audible credit does not drop until this afternoon or tomorrow. And the next book in the queue is Harmon Cooper because Bloodbath is not done yet. And I'll get to that update here in a second. So I have been reading Death in Genesis in the meantime. And what I will say, it's very much like old school lit RPG, like the original kind of feel of lit RPG. I really like his introduction into the system. I like how that all happened and transpired. However, I feel like it's just a gloss over. It's not deep and down, immersive in detail like I normally like, but it is a very interesting play on things. Or it's an interesting play. It's just a very classic lit RPG feel of a book. That's what I would say. Okay. Angel Ramon. I've been watching JD's progress. Love his work ethic. Absolutely. Death and Genesis. I love that one. Small indie author, right? Yeah, small. I mean, his book only got #1 in the entire world on Audible, so he's a pretty small guy. It's not that big of a list. Then, of course, Physics of the Apocalypse. I picked up Physics of the Apocalypse, 28 hours of audiobook for $6.99. I don't know if you can get an any better deal with the amazing Demi. Because Demi, I need more Demi in my life. Demi, I love you. And then, of course, Apocalypse Regression #1 by our good friend Charles Dean and Jorge Mejia. So those are the books that I picked up on sale. And the reason why is, one, I mean, my Audible credit is what, $15 a month. All of these books alone, I think were like $6 or maybe $7 on the sale. So in reality, I got 6 books, which would have cost me 3 credits. And I don't have to wait for the credits. And in this situation, when I'm still waiting for my next credit, I like to have at least something in the middle to keep me busy, or to keep, going and to check out other authors in the genre. So this is a great filler. So that's why I say next year with the credits, JD will be one of my credits. Unless one of his books goes on sale, then I'll definitely look at picking it up. And there's a lot of great books on sale, like book 4, book 3, whatever. Well, I haven't read any of these stories, so I really want book 1. So that's why I did that. I have Apocalypse Regression on paperback. Enjoy. Nice. Dude, I'm excited. I am excited. Okay, so yeah. So let's go away and you guys can see my big, bald, beautiful face. What else does that come into? That comes into the writing things and some of the stuff here. So as you guys know, I really go back to cooking when I like to compare writing and cooking, because it's one of those things where when you're taking cooking seriously, you work on that one recipe, right? Like, oh, I really want to nail this lasagna dish. And oh, wait, I don't know why I still have Angel up here. I mean, not that I don't love you, Angel. I'll just remove the comment though. So, when you're making a lasagna, like, oh, I'm going to try this. I'm going to do this a little differently. I didn't nail it. I need to try something else. I'm going to do this. Or maybe you're baking, right? Like, hey, I'm trying this new cookie thing, or this new type of pie, this new type of cake. You're trying these recipes and like, oh, and sometimes you're building them from scratch, right? Like, hey, I want this one to be really heavy in berries, so I'm going to do some blackberries, I'm going to do some raspberries, some blueberries, boom, boom, boom. You're trying to make this cookie, and sometimes you have all the skills. If you're making a sauce, like, hey, I know how to make sauces, so I made this sauce, I cooked this fish, I made these mashed potatoes, I oven roasted these vegetables, and yet the dish still just isn't a good fit. It's just not palatable, right? And sometimes when you're writing, you have the skills of writing. You know how to write the details. You know how to write the combat. You know how to have the good dialogue. You know how to do X, Y, Z, add the conflict. But the story just isn't taking off. The story just isn't resonating with readers. Or maybe you just haven't been able to market or advertise. And I think one of the things that I talked with Benjamin, Curie about was when he just said, he wrote 10 or 11 books before he wrote the book that took off. And those 10 or 11 books were never published. He shelved them. He put them in a file cabinet. Those were his practice stories. And, I love The Dying Breed. It's my original story and world. It's what I started on, but I didn't really have good skills, I feel like, to really tackle that size of a world. Or I didn't have the followership. I didn't have XYZ. I had book 1 translated into Spanish and German and Portuguese. All of that cost a huge amount of money, because with it came all of the editing for each book, the different covers for each book, all of this money spent, and then advertising and all this stuff. just for it not to take off. So I spent all this money. And in reality, I had someone who just talked to me yesterday where they said, I'm going to be doing the 8th version of my book that isn't published. They're about to rewrite and do an 8th version of their book. And what I just recommended, I said, write 1 or 2 novellas. Johnny Douglas, holla if you hear me. Holla. What's up? You go, girl. You go, girl. I'm bringing that back. You go, girl. What's up? That is true. It took me 4 books before I found one that did well. There you go, right? And whoopsies. It's Brandon Bernard. Happy birthday to Brandon Bernard. Happy birthday to Brandon Bernard. Happy birthday, Warrior Brandon. Happy birthday to you. What's up, dude? Thanks for coming and hanging out, man. That's the only birthday song you'll ever get sung out of me. I'm just saying. Like Angel just said, sometimes it takes multiple books being written before you just find it, like before you feel it, before you get into that. And what I recommended to this person was, you need to shelve your book because this is their love, passion, love child, like the thing that they really love. And I said, you need to shelve that and you need to write about 4 other books, even if they're novellas, 40,000 words, 100 page. Write those novellas and put them out there. And they said, oh, well, I have written some other novellas and stuff. They never talked about them being published. And I was like, you need to publish some other books, or you just need to write other books. Go write other things and put them up, on online free serial webs, but try to get some people to read it and tell you what you're doing different or what you need to get better at. And that's kind of what I feel like with The Dying Breed. I wrote 4, 5, 6 books in The Dying Breed. It's not taking off. It's a dead series. There's no readership for it right now. And so then I wrote all of Bloodbath. 3 books in Bloodbath. I put it up on Royal Road. We got, 80 plus followers on book 1. Then there was not a lot of traction for book 2 and book 3. And so it's one of those things of like, yes, I'm about to put out this book on Amazon, publish 3 books at the end of the year. I have no idea if they're going to do well or not. I have no idea if they're going to be accepted because they're very brutal, very grimdark. But all of those books got me to the point of writing Golem Master where I feel confident, I feel comfortable, and I'm excited and I'm loving the story. And that's where sometimes you're going to write these stories where you have the skills, but the stories are just not taking off. They're not what readers want. And you just have to be able to have the maturity to analyze it and say, yep, this is what people want, or this is not what people want. I'm going to move on. That's just what it is. And so, hey, you're a great chef. You know how to cook food. You know how to eat, but the dish you made is just not the winning dish that gets picked. Doesn't mean you give up on cooking. It doesn't mean that you stop. It just means that that's the harsh reality of it. I wrote 3 or 4 very bad novels and 6 half-finished ones before it just clicked while writing The Black Crown. Yep. Is what it is, man. You get it. You get it. So that was one of the things that I thought about this week. And then I found this quote. You guys, and it was really good. And I loved it. And it definitely ties into a lot of all the stuff that I've talked about over the last year. Dude, we're on like episode, 35 of our weekend updates. We're already halfway past a year. And you guys know, those of you who tune in, you know exactly the message I like to preach. But there was this quote that says, you have to give 100% effort just to get 1% improvement. And think about that. You have to give 100% effort every fucking day to get 1% improvement. The only way you're going to get better at the skill and get better at the craft is if you show up every fucking day wanting to work on it, wanting to get better at it, and giving 100% effort. Yesterday, when I sat down to write in Golem Master, I reread the last 3 paragraphs to get my mindset back into like, okay, here was the scene, here was what was going on. And I was starting to edit myself because I was like, ooh, no. I could have wrote this better. And I made those changes because when I got to the very end of those 3 paragraphs the day before, I wasn't giving 100% effort. I was literally pushing myself to just get words on the paper to get 900,000 words, that number written on my career. And I needed like an extra 300 words for the day to hit that mark. So it's one of those things now where it's like, yeah, the only way you're going to get better at the skills if you fucking show up and work at it. And that's every day, right? 1% improvement. Okay, well, that takes 100 days of giving 100% effort every day of trying to get better just to get to the next rung on the ladder. And then guess what? You got to do it again for the next rung. And you got to do it again. And you got to keep going and keep getting better. That's the only way you're going to improve. There was one particular series that I wrote that was so much fun, but it never took off. I mean, it did okay, but compared to my others, it was my worst selling series. Reviews are great, just wasn't much of a readership. Right, dude, that's rough. And yeah, it was fun to write Bloodbath. I mean, it's great to hold that proof copy in your hand and be like, yeah, I did this, I made this. But at the end of the day, that was a year out of my life that I wrote 3 books in a series. I have no idea if they're going to take off. I really don't think they will. But you know what? I keep looking at the next goal. I keep looking at the next book. And that's where once I saw Golem Master and the vision, I just went for it. And here's the thing, I'm gonna finish Golem Master book 1. I will more than likely finish the Dying Breed book 4 and the novella The Red Flag Army, where Q's character is in it, because I want that to be a complete series, which it'll be a complete saga at least. But I always am looking for the next one because I want to just keep getting better and better. And that's all it is. That's all it is. Oh, dude, you're hitting the motivational videos, dude. You have no idea. Oh, shit, I almost forgot. You have to give yourself room to fail. Writing is a learning process. Too many are anxious that their first book needs to be an instant 5-star read. Or, you dream and you hope of, oh, my book is going to take off and it's going to be the next 50 Shades of Grey or the next, Sarah J. Maas. People are going to love it. No, people are probably not going to love it. People are probably not going to love it. Your friends and your family will more than likely be the only ones who read it if you're lucky. And that's just the reality. The reality is you got to just keep grinding. You got to keep working. You got to keep getting better. And then you get those skills. It all clicks. It falls into place. And then you can keep going. And from you have sent me, it is looking very good. From what I have sent you, it's looking very good. Thanks, man. Thanks. I mean, book 4 is up on the Patreon. So for those of you who do love The Dying Breed, like 60,000 words of book 4 is in Patreon. And then the 20, I'm not sure exactly how much of the Red Flag Army is in Patreon, but I mean, there's a good majority there, but no one is reading The Dying Breed. Here I am trying to finish my book a year later. Dude, I told you it's going to probably take a year. I told you, don't stress. It's going to take a year. All right. So anyways, we talked about JD's book coming out. I'm super excited for him. Congratulations for that. Angel's got his book coming out. There's another book coming out that I'm super excited for. It's an instant buy. It is an instant buy, but I don't see the paperback option yet because I'm going to buy it on paperback and I'm going to get it on Audible. It will be a 2025 read for sure. But this book is Overdue, a magical library lit RPG adventure by the ever amazing KT Hana, who is a character in Golem Master, if you guys remember. And I absolutely love this cover. I just love the whole concept and premise of the book. And this will be my first book from KT Hana that I will be reading officially. So I cannot wait. I cannot wait for this book to be done. So yes, Katie, it's this book is on pre-order for Kindle right now. It will be pre-order for paperback and Audible soon, but it is going to be released on July 2nd, 2024. So yeah, you guys, definitely this book, it's going to be good. It is going to be good. Yeah, how do you not love that cover, right? I absolutely love the cover. I think it's great. Okay, let's get into some videos, you guys.
You learn nothing from success. Nothing. You learn everything from the failures. And this is the thing that annoys me about the state that the world is in at the moment, is no one talks about failure anymore. It's like shame. Like failure is shame. And it's like, oh, let's just bury that and not talk about it. No one goes, oh, what do we learn from this? Whereas with success, everyone shouts about it, but there's nothing in success. Success happens from failing hundreds of times. You learn nothing from success. Nothing. You learn everything from the failures. And this is the thing that annoys me about the state that the world is in at the moment, is no one talks about failure anymore. It's like shame. Like failure is shame. And it's like, oh, let's just bury that and not talk about it. No one goes, oh, what do we learn from this? Whereas with success, everyone shouts about it, but there's nothing in success. Success happens from failing hundreds of times.
Okay, I've got to think, where is this next video at?
I never ran track, but I've always heard that, like, if you ever want to be faster, you got to run with a bunch of people who are way faster than you. And there's something that happens with us as humans. When you are surrounded by those who are like superior in their performance than you are, you're bound to be lifted up if you're as ambitious. If not, you're wasting everyone's time. I never ran track, but I've always heard that, like, if you ever want to be faster, you got to run with a bunch of people who are way faster than you. And there's something that happens with us as humans. When you are surrounded by those who are like superior in their performance than you are, you're bound to be lifted up if you're as ambitious. If not, you're wasting everyone's time.
I would love to be able to, give you this profound anchor that people need to have. But it's like, oh, do you want to do this or not? Which is what I think a lot of it boils down to. Do you actually want to do this or not? Do you actually want to do this or not? Because if you actually want to do it, what's going to stop you? Nothing. And if you don't really want to do it, what's going to stop you? Just about anything that comes up. Just about any obstacle that gets in your way becomes an excuse. It becomes a reason. It becomes a rationale for not proceeding down that path. I would love to be able to, give you this profound anchor that people need to have. But it's like, oh, do you want to do this or not? Which is what I think a lot of it boils down to. Do you actually want to do this or not? Do you actually want to do this or not? Because if you actually want to do it, what's going to stop you? Nothing. And if you don't really want to do it, what's going to stop you? Just about anything that comes up. Just about any obstacle that gets in your way becomes an excuse. It becomes a reason. It becomes a rationale for not proceeding down that path.
Boom! That's it. That's it right there. Can't get much simpler than that, you guys. Brandon coming in. I love the concept of overdue. It's a brilliant idea. It is, man. It's so well done. Good words, Jocko. Man, how can you not love a good Jocko in your life? Which actually, the main character in the Red Flag Army is based off of Jocko Willink. Fun fact. So, you guys, that is all that I have. Oh, wait a minute. What else? Okay, so Bloodbath audiobook. One, shout out to Mr. Jodan up top there. Mr. Jodan, he is done with his book. So congrats to him. I don't even know what the title is, but I know he is going through first round of edits. He's going through his second pass. And he was like, dude, I hate this. I hate editing. It's the worst. Welcome to the life, man. Editing is the worst. But he is done with his book. So congrats, Jodan. And what does that also mean? That also means he just got his next piece of equipment that he wanted to upgrade his sound booth for. And then he is going to be jumping in and starting to work on the Bloodbath audiobook. Super pumped. Boop. Let's see, what else do we got going on? Book 3 of Bloodbath is back. I need to go through those edits. Vanessa is still doing the typesetting for book 2 of Bloodbath, so that will be done soon. The cover, as you guys saw from the post, and I think last week, the cover looks amazing for Bloodbath. I'm super happy with that. So that is all done and in the works. Tom is still working on the Dying Breed Injustice audiobook. So yeah, those are really the only major updates. Yeah, that we really needed to cover, you guys. That's it. And it's Brandon's fucking birthday. Happy birthday to you, big man. Thanks for coming and thanks for tuning in. What else? What else do we have? I think that's about it, you guys. I think that's about it. That really is. There's nothing else. Unless if you guys have any questions for me, anything that you guys would like to ask or like to know. Otherwise, we'll probably jump off here in about 5 minutes. So what else do you guys want to talk about? What else do you want to talk about? Do. I feel like I have a lot of energy. I don't know why, because I really haven't had a whole bunch of tea or caffeine this morning. That's kind of, yeah. That's a little alarming. That's a little concerning. Oh, it's Mother's Day. Shit, it's Mother's Day weekend. My bad. I forgot. See, I'm a terrible person. I've been reminded like 5 times this week that it was Mother's Day, and I've forgotten every freaking time. Yeah, so it's Mother's Day. So in case you guys forgot, FYI, shout out to all the moms out there. Thanks, y'all cool as fuck. Have you improved your running in the mornings? So when I first moved up to Oregon, I was running in the morning, and then I was going to work, and then I was writing at night as best as I could. And that was when I was writing book 3 of Bloodbath, or Slaughterhouse, I should say. And then I flipped it where I was writing in the morning and then trying to run at night. Now what I have been doing, and I've been maintaining that because of the stress just almost completely being gone from work. What I have been doing is kind of a mix up between like some running and then doing like some yoga and mixed martial arts stuff at work, because we do have like a mat room. So I've been doing a lot more yoga this past week with also hitting the heavy bag, and I do plan to go and do that this week as well. So that, as far as a cardio exercise, has been great. I've really enjoyed that. But yeah, things are going good. Thanks, man. I appreciate that. I definitely have been running more late in the mornings, though. Like, I try to sleep more than when I was getting up super early, like getting up at 3:15. It was easier for me to get up. But now that I'm sleeping in more and giving myself more time to sleep, I don't want to get out of bed. It's a very weird thing. It's very weird. Q coming in. Most impactful book you have read this year? That is a good question. I would probably say David Bushman's The Guy Who Accidentally Started the Apocalypse. I did not like it at all at first. And I would kind of jump back and forth between it and other books. But when I reread it and finished it this year, I would say it was one of the best as far as like a comic factor. I was laughing. It's an extremely creative thing. I definitely like the second half of the book more than the first half of the book. I would say his book was definitely the one that surprised me the most. And I thought it was really well done. And then First Line of Defense by Benjamin Kire, that was really well done as well. I would say, I mean, those two are a toss-up because they are very similar in a lot of ways. And I think, like, I've redone Benjamin Curie's again. Like, if I'm having trouble sleeping at night, I've put on Benjamin Curie's book to re-listen to it, and just Travis Baldry's voice in that book really helps me sleep. Yeah, I would say probably The Guy Who Accidentally Started the Apocalypse. I don't think it gets enough love. Like Benjamin Curie's book, you know, to him, he doesn't like talking about First Line of Defense because it wasn't as successful as his other books. But First Line of Defense was about 10 times more successful than The Guy Who Accidentally Started the Apocalypse. I believe The Guy Who Accidentally Started the Apocalypse is just as good of a book. And I think people should check it out more. So I would definitely say that that was probably one. And then we have Quest Academy Scavengers. I'm waiting for it to come out on Audible, but I've basically read halfway through that book on Kindle. And that, of course, is just brilliantly done. It's just brilliant writing, beautiful writing. I would say probably the two best writers I have read this year would be Benjamin and Brian Norton. Rachel Nee Kirk also writes extremely beautifully. She does a beautiful work in her writing. Her style is extremely unique, and so that's where I don't necessarily resonate with her style per se, but you can't deny she has the skills. So I would say it's probably one of those three: Quest Academy Scavengers, The Guy Who Accidentally Started the Apocalypse, or First Line of Defense. That's probably the most impactful book of the year for me personally. Timo Burnham, what's up? Howdy, dude. Hey, bro, nice to see you. I have to get going. Home repairs to do. Hee hee. All right, bro. Thanks for coming in. Thanks for hanging out. I appreciate that. So, yeah, you guys, that's really about it. Bloodbath is set to release August 30th. Those dates have been set. The book is uploaded on Amazon, and now we're just waiting for the audiobook. So I hope you guys will consider checking it out. It is a bloody, gory, what the fuck type of adventure. But I'm super excited for it. I think it'll be great. It's very grimdark. I'm just warning people now. Book 1, book 2 are extremely grimdark, and even book 3. But it's fun. It was fun to write. And for now, I just focus on Golem Master. So we'll keep you posted on how Golem Master goes. And we're just going to keep working, keep grinding. So I hope you guys have a great week. Keep grinding. Thank you to the Patreon community, the Dying Breed, Warrior Bernard, Fighters Maxwell Foster, and Q, who's in the chat. Soldiers Nick, Little Panda Aiden, Unwired, and of course Defenders LG, Jodan, Miss Aoife, Wilkie, and of course Stephen Landry. Love you guys. Appreciate you guys. Sorry, I was reading a chat in the comments. And you guys, hopefully we'll see you guys next week. Take it easy. Happy Mother's Day. Peace.
I have a dream, that's all I need. I'll make it happen with some work and belief. Know what I want, so I'll take it on. I'll make mistakes, but mistakes make you strong. Let's break it down for a minute. I want the crown, I'm gon' get it. You hear me loud, man, I'm winning. Yeah, Charlie Sheen will be grinning. These ladies know that I'm sinning, and this is just the beginning. I'm closing in the night inning. There ain't no point in resisting. Living life like a dream, live it right, that's the thing. Every night got a team, I've been tied to the scene. Out on stage, here on screen. Okay, it's a dream, and I pray as a team. One day it'll be me. If I want it, then I'll get it. Head down, don't regret it. Push myself to the limit. If I play it, then I'll win it. I'm just saying, I'm just living for today. For a minute, I don't stay, I just visit. Have no shame, I admit it. Looking to see if I succeed, to see if I believe they're looking up to me. They want the best of me now, best of me now, best of me now, best of me. They want the best of me now, best of me now, best of me now, best of me. They want the